Final from the McDermott Center, UIW 76, LAMAR 67. UIW moves to 8-16 on the year and picks up their third win in conference play. We're now joined by junior forward Dylan Heyman and head coach Shane Hireman. Start with you, Dylan. Big win coming off of a tough loss on Saturday versus HCU. What was the difference, kind of that final stretch? So many games, even the last 5 or 6 games coming into this one had been decided by 2 or less possessions. Y'all had the lead the entire way. How were y'all able to finish out on top this time?
Yeah, we call that time winning time, and we talk about it almost every day. And today we just want to come out with a spark like we had in the first 4 minutes. We said we just want to replicate that in the last 4, and I think we did that really well. But that goes to coach. We always talk about the last 4 minutes, and most games are played down to those last 4 minutes with 2 possessions maybe, and that we were able to avoid that today, which was good.
Yeah, those last 4 minutes were crucial in finally securing that win. But even the first 4 minutes, being around it, shoot around, coach kept saying, we want to throw the first punch. Don't get punched. That was something last time y'all played LAMAR. They got out to the big lead going into halftime. What was it about that early spark that kind of carried y'all the rest of the way?
Yeah, we have a bad habit of definitely coming out and getting punched in the mouth by teams. But before we were coming out for the game, we were all turning up in there, listening to rap music, and coach came in. He said, why can't y'all start the game like this? You guys are all yelling and screaming right now. And so we just decided to come out and have that same energy like we were in there all partying together.
Yeah, and you had a great game yourself, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 6 of 13 from the field, part of this trio that were in double figures. It's hard to really kind of pinpoint one thing about your game because since you started here as a freshman and now as a junior, you've slowly progressed. And the last 5-6 games, you've been a staple, getting into double figures and being a big part of this team. How have you seen your progression as a player, and how has you've seen your role increase more and more into the season?
Yeah, we have a saying around here, chop wood, carry water. So it's that everyday work that we put in, and sometimes it shows in the game, sometimes it doesn't, but coaches put me in really good spots to get downhill and just not do too much, but just try and do the basic things and put the ball in the hoop.
Mm-hmm. Coach, for you, talk a little bit about Dylan's character and how have you seen him be an integral part of this team, because there's so many new faces, and he was one of those guys that were on this team, had to fight for his spot, and he's been a big-time starter for you.
Yeah, his commitment to not only the program but his teammates is remarkable. Again, a holdover guy who's experienced, losing to a degree and going through it this year, and his ability to look adversity in the face and continue to manage it, continue to fight it. Again, like he said, chop wood, carry water. Just really proud of his fortitude, and then his spirit, his competitiveness that he's been able to really give to the team and elevate the standard. He's going to be, a focal point, a staple of why this program makes a shift.
Talking about the shift, We've already mentioned it, getting that win kind of down the stretch in a close game that y'all led the entire way, but they had their runs, you had your runs. How big is this for your team as a confidence booster, and could this be the point of like turning? Do you feel like you're turning the corner?
I feel like we kicked down the door. I feel like we've been knocking on it for quite some time. We've had our moments individually. We haven't really collectively kicked down the door and ran through it. And it feels like, through their preparation, through their commitment to each other, through their grind, these guys still continuing to show up morning, night, get better, practice hard, compete. It feels like the moment where we kick down the door, and now we all got to run through it and not look back.
What do you if you had to pinpoint something about tonight's win that was the difference, was it the defense? Was it the start? Was it the finish? Or was it just everything as a collective?
It was connectivity, and the word we threw up on the board before we went out was gratitude. We're going to be grateful for this opportunity. We're going to be grateful that we get to play this game. We're going to be excited to play the game. And I thought our enthusiasm, our toughness, our tenacity was the difference. I thought their connectedness was the difference. But we said before the game, if we play harder than them, we're going to win. Let's keep it this simple. If we play harder than them for 40 minutes, we're going to win the game. And give these guys a lot of credit. They did that.
And then final question, looking ahead next week, 2 home games, Northwestern State and Texas A&M Commerce. How big is it to continue to play and kick down that door, but also hold your serve here at home?
Oh, no question. We're now 5-4 at home. It's a place that we have to protect, and 2 of those wins have been at a buzzer beater. So, I mean, we're doing a pretty good job of protecting the nest. We have to continue to do it. But obviously, it's better than jumping on a bus and driving a few hours to go play a game. So we're at home. We get more time to spend with each other, to get over the film, get back in practice, continue to hone in on some of the things that are the difference makers for us, and just continue to get better.
Coach Dylan, congrats on the win and a great night. Good luck this next weekend versus Northwestern State.
Appreciate you, my man.
This
Thank you.
post game is presented by Image 360 San Antonio West.